Welcome to today's live on Equa Television Africa. My name is Tony J. Nakali. I have Lois Turaki on the show, and I have Sele Elisha Dashon.
Good morning.
Good morning. Today's live is a show about life, like the name sounds. But today we're facing the direct opposite of the intention, and no wonder our dressing, and we're all dressed in black to mourn our dear sister and to ask that justice is duly served. Justice is duly served. We ask that justice is duly served. And on today's live, we are looking at the topic, justice for Deborah. Samuel was killed on the grounds that she committed a blasphemy against Islam, and she was stoned to death. That was not enough. She was burned to death. The striking story about the death of Deborah is that people are being fought for condemning the act. Even some people of the same religion are being fought for condemning the act. And before we go into the discussion, I know I made a video earlier letting you know that the show would start at 11, but we sincerely apologize for starting late. We had to tidy up a lot of things, as this show is very, very sensitive, and a lot of things must be set into consideration before we take on the show live. Today's live is regularly not this way, and I appeal and I plead with the fans of the show that today the show is taking on a different course, and I think we're all beneficiaries of this course, because if this is allowed to become a trend, then you and I are not safe. I mean, we are going to say it as it is on this show because, hey, Deborah did not know she was going to die. But in Christianity, you are a true soldier. You die at your post. And we don't care what this will cost, because there's nothing we will say on this show that is worse than taking up a life innocently. And the life of Deborah is taking, and I know a lot of people are watching this show right now, and we are speaking, I am sure, the mind of our leaders who will be on the show anytime from maybe this week or next week as they so please. And on one of our most popular shows, The Lifeline, the lawyers are going to be talking about that, and details will come to you on this same page and on this same platform. So when we are talking about justice, my sisters, what are we talking about? What are we referring to when we're talking about justice? In this sense, what are we looking at when we say justice for Deborah?
Justice is an opportunity for every citizen of a country or a society to be heard, to be able to defend yourself. And then the law is thought to be as the ultimate expression of justice in the society. And wherever the law is not being used to serve whatever punishment or whatever it is, for whatever crime you think one has committed, then I think justice has not been served.
Sele.
When we say justice, we're talking about just the name justice, just to be just, to be fair, to be equal. And in this sense, we're looking at the opportunity to be able to air your views, the opportunity to be able to say what you think is fair in a situation where there should be a balance between what was done and if there's a punishment for what someone does, the punishment should be rightly served. That is what we say, being justice, to being just. And that's where we even look at what the justice system has to do concerning issues that affect us. What is the Constitution saying about what is right and what is wrong? What is the religion, our own religion, saying about what is right and what is wrong? And when you break a certain law, what is being done? So when we look at things like that, we know that it's being fair, you are being just, and you're being equal, morally right on the grounds that this is what is so attainable, this is what is supposed to be done, and it's not done at the end of the day.
It's sad that we are noting that, and while the show is on, I'm going to be checking on people who have something to say, and people that will make meaningful contributions on the show. I can see that the show is already gathering viewers on social media, and it's justice for Deborah. The striking thing about the the whole scenario is, right now we are not even looking at the death of Deborah, but we are looking at two different forms of agitations. They are all dangerous to the nation. We have seen bodies coming out to say, if justice is not served, our votes are lost. We have seen people who, it was on Twitter that a presidential candidate, precisely Atiku Abubakar, you know, he condemned the killing. His people condemned him. And then he deleted the post. And then he lost the people that he was, you know, whose side he was on. And this is to everybody that is contesting a presidential, a senatorial, a representative, a governorship, or even state houses of assemblies. If you are contesting any of this position, I think the primary campaign is not about your candidacy, should not be about your candidacy, because we are at a state where people must start telling us what the life of an ordinary Nigerian means to them.
True.
What does it mean to you? What does the life of an ordinary, what is it? What is the life of an ordinary Nigerian to you? Now, the question is, if that girl's father was a governor, would she be killed? If her father was a senator, would she be killed? Let's look at the scenario. We have the audio, and I think if control room is ready, I would like us to maybe listen to the audio a while. Let's hear what she said. Because it's everywhere, everybody has it, and so that's why I said there's nothing sensitive about this show this morning. Everybody heard what she said. That to me was not right. She didn't say the right thing, you know. She didn't say the right thing, and I have to say that on TV. She didn't say the right thing. But you see, there are people, because you said something wrong, does not mean you should be killed. Does not mean you should be killed. We respect the religion of Islam. We respect that religion. We respect whoever their prophet is. We respect their policies. We respect their guidelines. But let's think about it. The life of a human being compared to a law, and then the law is above the life. Let us remember that every law, if you don't have a life, you can't set a law.
Because human beings safe.
Because you have ended a life of someone that could become a governor in your state, that could become even a lecturer in that same university, that could become someone so influential in the whole world over. But her life is lost. And there are certain things that I'm going to be leaving for our leaders to deal with, should we bring them on the show. But the best that we can do right now, we are going to do it. What do you think is wrong with the people who are saying she deserves the punishment?
I think morally they don't have they have lost their sense of humanity. Because regardless of what she said, we've stated it clearly here that the life is more important than the law, because the human being set the law, not the other way around. And so for you to come out and encourage that what was done is right, then that means humanly you've lost what morals you have. Humanly you have lost what you need, or what states you, or what defines you to be human. Because if you really have that empathy, you really know what a life means, then we should come out and all put our voice together to say that this is not right. Just like we said, and when I said in the beginning, what did the Constitution say? Just before the show started, I was discussing with Lois, and I said, in the Constitution, we have where it was stated human rights, our freedom of speech, our freedom to work, our freedom to do so many things. But reverse is the case right now. There are things you cannot even say. And while I was having a show earlier, I said we even need to define what does blasphemy means first and foremost. If we're able to know what really it means to blaspheme, then we really need to take what she said. Did she really blaspheme? One of the traditional, one of their scholars, precisely Gumi said that Muhammad is dead. He should fight for himself and let it be there. It was in the paper this morning. And so if we're having one of the scholars coming out to say this, then I wonder why would somebody somewhere come out and say something contrary to that. I said, first and foremost, if we're in Nigeria, I am a Nigerian, I am a human being before I belong to any religious group. And that is what is above, that is what is paramount, that I have the right to go anywhere. I don't need to be scared of saying, because I'm from the south, I can't go to the north. Because I'm from the north, I can't go to the... I'm supposed to have the right to go anywhere at any point in time. And so for somebody to come out and encourage that what was done to Deborah is right or is justice, then I really, really kick against that. That is not justice. That is not fairness. That is not morally right. And we really, really need to join our voice together, stand up and say that what was done to Deborah was wrong. She went to school, she went to study, she has the right, because any government, that is one of the things, basic necessities, to provide a fair ground or a conducive environment for students to study. But when that is kicked against, then something is wrong. And we really need to come out and say that we need to correct that, and not just about with words of mouth, but with actions, going down to the root to uproot whatever was done. We had where one of the scholars in Abuja was suspended because he came out and said, the president has failed us, he has failed us, our parents have failed us. And this is the truth. If we have done what was expected, whether as a religious leader or as parents or as even public offices, if you have said the right, if you have come out and kick against it, will not be where we are today. But because we have failed to do that, and that is why we are where we are today. Lots of lives are lost, and if we don't address that now, it's not just about Deborah. More lives will be taken as a result of that. So we really need to stand up, put our voice together and say, nobody anywhere in his, permit me to use this word, common or normal sense will come out and say what was done to Deborah was justice.
In a country that we're like living in a time bomb, or I think I should use that word, it's so disheartening that people can actually come out to say such a thing, that it was right for them to do what they did. Like the one of the cleric, Professor Makari in Abuja, he justified the killing, saying that it was good that what happened to her because of what she said. And then another Sani, Anas Mohammed, also justified the killing, saying that Muslims don't tolerate insult against their beloved prophet. Like, we have laws in the country. Everybody, we have freedom of speech. We have laws that are guiding people, things that are happening in this country. You can't just go and jungle justice somebody just because she said a particular thing on a WhatsApp group. It wasn't even something that she said it to the whole state or the whole country. It was on a WhatsApp group. What she said really was not really right. She would have said it in a better, I think there's a better form of saying that thing, that she wasn't cool with them sending those kind of messages on a WhatsApp group that was supposed to be for their school activities and all of that. But regardless, we have laws, and then the laws of this land does not justify you taking people's life. It's really something. I have been angry about this thing, but then I don't know how to put my feelings right now. But it's so disheartening that in a country that we have laws, such a thing is happening, and people of high profile are coming out to say it is justifying such an act. It's so sad. It's so sad for this country. You know, the death of Deborah is many out of a lot that we've heard of. In people in the north that are coming out with religious cloak, trying to back religion, that they take their prophet in high regards and all of that. They also say
and
a lot of things
there's
about
nothing wrong with taking your prophet serious.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that.
But you must understand that your opinion would not be the same as my opinion. You don't like my prophet. You have said a lot of things about him. We have heard several times. Okay, churches have been burnt in this country. People have been killed during service. And so what are we saying? When was the justice ever served? Boko Haram took the Dapchi girls. Leah is one of them. The rest of them were freed. Leah is still in captivity. That is not blasphemy against Christianity? Is that not?
It is.
Who did we kill? So I think this has to stop, and I'm sure that we will have leaders of different denominations. We will bring them on Equa Television, because our voices must be heard. Our disagreement concerning this must have a place. It's not just going to have a place in Nigeria. It's not going to have a place in Africa. It's going to globally have a place. Because I would not watch a Christian brother in my presence killing a Muslim. For what? For what? If you do that, you are not a Christian. It's not in our teaching. Whatever somebody does is not, death is not a penalty. It's not. So I will not watch anybody. There was crisis in Jos. We protected a lot of Muslims that we know. Of course, a lot of them were killed, but we protected a lot that we know. Why? Because our nature as Christians will not allow that. Now, we are receiving a lot of write-ups about this. Recently, I don't know how true, but I read something on my way over to the studio. I read something that the boys that did this are not even Nigerians. They are from Niger. So they cannot be dealt with from Nigeria.
But they debunked that this morning in the paper. They said that they never said anything of such. That the IGP never said that they were not, that he never said that they are from Niger, that he never said that they can't be found in Sokoto.
So what is delaying the justice? What is delaying the justice? Because this can be detrimental. Truly,
I even feel there are a lot of things attached to this thing, because this lady was brought out, was stoned to death. That was very slow death.
And everybody was watching.
Didn't say anything. She
and
was
everybody
burnt,
was
and
watching.
Nobody said anything.
So she was stoned to death, not in the midst of one or two people, in the midst of a crowd. In the midst of a crowd.
And even when after stoning her, even when her corpse was taken, they still brought her out and burned her to death. Then that means
I heard that a lot of things were stolen at the cost of the mayhem, because it caused the mayhem at some point in the time of the activity. Now, the people that were stolen from, what blasphemy did they commit?
nothing.
Let's not look at just one side of this. You see, I said what she said was not right.
True.
I said that what she said was not right. I will not have anybody say that about my prophet, even though the Bible says judgment is of the Lord. When I hear you say that, I leave you to God. At several times we have heard people say terrible things about Christianity publicly.
I was during when I was still in school, our dean, the faculty dean, came out to say we were having this fellowship, our faculty fellowship, and he came to say, in the name of that Jesus you are serving, we should all kneel down. Why should we do that in this place? So what did we do about it?
Nothing.
We didn't do any. The school, he said we should write down our names and our matric number, that the school would rusticate all of us, but they didn't do that.
Okay, for you to have a matric number, that means you are in a higher institution, and that was done to you.
Yes.
What state was that?
In Zaria.
So you see, what are we saying? Nigeria is not an Islamic country.
It's not.
Nigeria is not a Christian country. Nigeria is a country that is called Federal Republic of Nigeria. If you have a religion, your religion will work under the laws of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, whether it's Christianity, whether it's Islam, whether it is paganism, whatever you believe. There is no law that is above the laws of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. We have politicians that are told, if you want to contest, you have to resign your position. Some of them argued it, some of them did not want to do it, but they are doing it. Why? Because of the law. So why are we having this show today? We want justice for Deborah. Justice must be served for Deborah. I can see almost in every state. I was in a different state yesterday, and the leadership of the Christian leadership were just being called left, right, center. Please talk to your people. We don't want this to escalate to this. We don't want this to escalate to this. I am like, God, why are we one-sided about this story? What is wrong in calling people not for this to escalate? Nothing. You are doing your job as a security operative, and we give it to you, but we are also asking you to do the needful. Somebody's life, somebody's daughter, somebody's child was taken away. We are not talking about taking her to the backyard and shooting her. We are talking about stoning her to death and burning her. No, this is not acceptable. This is not acceptable, and we are coming out to call on all Christians to support this cause. Everybody must lend a voice. We want justice to be served for Deborah wherever you are in this world. I remember when George Floyd was killed in America, the whole world almost came to a standstill. That is what a life of an ordinary citizen, whether you are a Muslim, whether you are a Christian, whether you don't even have a religion, that is what should happen when you are killed unjustly. That is what should happen, and that is what we are asking. CAN is doing a protest. God bless that protest, but we want actions beyond protest. We want action beyond protest.
Shouldn't be swept under the carpets when the noise is down. Justice should really be served, because Nigeria, we're fond of doing all these things when people agitate, protest, and do a lot of things about a particular issue, and then it dies down. That is how the case just dies down, and all the culprits will just be moving around, roaming the streets freely. This is not what we want in this case. We want justice to be served duly to whoever, those people that were actually in this act. That is what we want.
And what actually hurt me the most about the act is the fact that the two suspects that were caught were already having and causing confusion and chaos, and even going around with placards saying that they need those two suspects to be released. Now we begin to ask, what is the justice system doing about this? Deborah was killed. Nothing has been done about it. Okay, checking about her, Deborah is not even from Sokoto. Deborah is from Niger State that went to school in Sokoto. It's expected that the government of Sokoto is supposed to protect her. The school authority was supposed to protect her because she was in the hostel before she was dragged out of the hostel. And after saying that, she was being warned that because of what you said, your life is at risk. And even the people that were with her in the hostel were telling her, this is what people are after your lives. And if you watch the video, the way she was being followed, while she was running, they kept following her. This was like having Stephen in the Bible. The same thing that happened to him was what happened to Deborah. And after when the security agents were successful to actually take her out of there, they still drag her back. Now begin to ask, what is the justice system of Sokoto doing about it? Yes, the school has been locked, but that is not enough. We had cases of after a school is being locked, it will still be open after 2 weeks, highest a month or so, and after that we just have words of mouth. And what we're asking is, if we are saying justice, what is the justice system doing about it? We've said first and foremost, it's not just about saying she's a Christian or she's a Muslim. A life was taken, and we need to know that every life matters in Nigeria. It still takes me back to the Constitution. Possibly, maybe we don't even know what the Constitution of Nigeria says, and that's why we just have the
or
right
we
to
do but disregard.
Or maybe we do and we disregard it, and then we do whatever we feel is possible as far as it favors me, or because my state is kind of protected under this particular religion law, so we tend to do whatever we feel like doing. Now the parents are already even coming out to say that none of their kids is going to school again. The father said the government did not even do anything about it. They had to be the ones to go take the corpse and bury.
He was even asked not to even take the
not to take the corpse. Now you see that there is a lot of things. So in fact, when you look at it, you see like something fishy is going on somewhere, because as a result of that, some churches has even been affected. Why? Because Christians are coming out to say they need justice for Deborah. They need justice for Deborah. So we need to add our voice, because not just about Deborah. Deborah symbolizes lots of lives in Nigeria. Our lives matter. Christianity, we have the right. We've said Nigeria does not belong to any religion. You have the right to walk anywhere. You have the right to go to any place. But unfortunately, it's not the case right now. There are certain places you can't go in Nigeria. There are certain things you can't say to be tagged as hate speech. So we really need to come out and say that our lives matter. Just like we said, Black lives matter. Nigerian lives matter. Every soul and every life in Nigeria matters, regardless of who you are. Use your position and do something. It's not about coming out to say you want to contest, but do something. What are you doing in your own position? You say you need our votes. How sure are you that when we give you our votes come 2023, our lives will matter at the end of the day? So we need to come back and say we need justice. Something needs to be done. Not just words of mouth, but we need actions. The people that are behind this need to be brought to book, regardless of who they are. No matter the position, we need that the rule of law needs to take its place in this.
We have a comment on Facebook. Kingsley Utomi says, nice one. Then we have, who's that? Big Fish Dambaba. Please read Galatians chapter 5 for us. And Timothy, okay, and First Timothy 3:1-5. Then Matthew 7:21. Please put it back up. 5:21. She made a mistake based on those scriptures, and then also made a mistake by killing her instantly because there is leadership. And then we have Paul Abu. He says, I love this discussion. I'm sure he wanted to say. I think we have more comments, but we can't see them there. I think I can see more comments from my end here. Amina Babangida Poloma here says nice one, but I can't see comments here. Is Equa Television Facebook page being followed and something is happening? Because I can't seem to even have the comments except just this one. This is the only comment I have. So if you have a comment, please don't be afraid to lend your voice. We've had worse things, I believe, than anybody can post on social media. Now, there are agitations from youths all over the country. A lot of people are making comments, and yesterday I was with a religious leader who said after that a lot of he was asking me, how can we calm the youths? What should we tell them? How do we go about calming them? And then the authorities started calling him because he's in leadership position, and he said a lot of Christian youths have started raining insults on Prophet Muhammad already, just so that they can see what will happen to them. You see, I will say, as Christians, we should calm down and wait for our leaders to give us a direction. And if we are not satisfied with the direction of our leaders, We should be able to voice out to our leaders. Christianity is a religion of peace, and that should not be tampered with. But we are condemning outrightly the death of Deborah. We are condemning outrightly the death of Deborah, and that is why we are calling for justice for Deborah. If anybody is watching this show, please lend your voice. #justice for Deborah. Let us make noise. Use your social media platforms to talk. Do not insult the government. Do not insult any prophet. There is a deed that has been done, and we are asking that the Constitution of Nigeria should play a very, very vital role. Should play a vital role, a very, 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 very significant role in the tackling of this matter. We want to see these people brought to books. What does the law of Nigeria say about killing? If you kill someone, what should be done to you? That is what we are asking. If you kill someone, what should be done to you? We are not doing this show because we want to be popular. We don't want to be popular. We just want people to know that even if it was a Christian that killed a Muslim, we will come out and ask for the same thing, because the life of every Nigerian matter. The life of every Nigerian matter. So we will not make the mistake of letting this slide. We will talk about this. I think enough is enough. Deborah Samuel is gone. Leah Sharibu is still in captivity. Yeah, I can see someone is posting already, justice for Deborah Yakubu. Some people call her Deborah Yakubu, Deborah Samuel, and all of that. So we are asking for justice for our dear sister. We are asking for justice. We will not stop asking for justice. In 10 years, we'll ask for justice if it's not served. In 5 years, we'll ask for justice if it's not served. Let's not forget that it is a political season. We are all in the season already. And this will be a serious minus on our politicians should they not act on this appropriately. Should they not act on this appropriately. We would not want to say much about justice for Deborah, because our leaders will be on the show subsequently, and our lawyers are going to be talking on today's on the Lifeline. They are going to be talking about it, and on National Talk on Friday we are going to be talking about justice for Deborah. So all week we are talking about justice for Deborah. We are going to be meeting different kinds of people. We are going to have interviews. We are going to talk to people. We want justice for Deborah. We want Leah Sharibu freed. We want justice for Deborah, because there are people that will not sit down and watch television just because Tony Nakale said be calm. Some people, it's not in their nature to be calm. So we are asking that the government should intervene hastily. Government should do something fast about the case of the killing of Deborah. So in just one minute, I would like you to share your closing thoughts so that we can round up the show and see what we can. Okay, we have another comment, but before we take the comment, let me hear your final thoughts.
My thought about this is every life matters, and we need the justice system to act justly to what has been happening. We are tired of always coming out to say we need justice. We need justice to be done as quick as possible, because every life matters. I want to be free to walk the streets of Nigeria without being afraid of anything whatsoever. So we need justice to be served.
This act is barbaric, is uncivilized, and is a criminal act according to the constitution of this country. Every life matters, and that's why we are here calling on for justice for Deborah, and not just for Deborah, but for every other citizen in this country. We don't know what next is going to happen, and we don't want any kind of this kind of act to happen again. So we need justice for Deborah.
We have Sandy Goel. He said, I'm glad. I don't know if Sandy is a male or female, but Sandy says, I'm glad this is up for discussion. Whatever she said, however she said it, the way she was killed can never be justified. They should be brought to book. Debbie is gone, but what happens? Where are we now? Where are we now? No, that's a new comment that just popped in. Let's go back to the yeah, Debbie is gone, but whatever happens, What happens henceforth? Hashtag justice for Debbie. Now let's go to the new comment that just came in. Genesis who? Agara. Nigeria is a country where there are different people with different religion and different laws, regardless all religions. The law of the country should come first and not any religious law. Are these all the comments we have? I know the comments will keep coming in, and even if the security operatives are still filtering this or whatever is happening to the comment section, I think that justice should be served for Deborah. Whatever we do, Deborah is gone, and there's nothing we can do to bring Deborah back. But there is a lot, believe me, that we can do for this sort of killings to stop. Nigeria has become a killing zone. Like, hardly you wake up in a day in Nigeria without hearing 5, 10, 50, 1, 2, 3, 5 people killed, and we want that to stop. The life of a Christian is important. The life of a Muslim is important. The life of everyone is important. Please, 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 we are calling on the government of Nigeria to serve justice appropriately for Deborah, so that God will be happy with us all. This is how much we have for the show on the show today. We will see you tomorrow with another topic, but believe me, we will be in your way all week with the Justice for Deborah topic, and all our shows will be Justice for Deborah, all our live shows. But tomorrow on today's live, we have a different topic, but we'll keep talking about Justice for Deborah. Thank you for watching today's live special edition, Justice for Deborah. We will see you tomorrow. Please be kind to one another. Do not kill for any reason. Do not kill anyone. Thank you for watching. We'll see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. Have a nice day. Bye.